You know, we all know that an X-Men movie is coming. We don't know exactly when. It'll be sometime after Secret Wars. And we know that the director for the Thunderbolts is going to be directing it. Now, the film project has had a film writer, but apparently they have new writers writing a new draft of the script. And both of them are Emmy winners that are doing it. This comes to us from the folks over at Dark Horizons, interviewing the director of X-Men. He wrote this: "We're still developing. You know, one of the exciting things that's tying into Beef. Of course, we got Beef season 2. Is that Lee Sung-jin and Joanna Callow both worked on this season. Obviously, I mean, Beef is Sony's show, and Joanna worked on this season as well. Was the writer and showrunner of The Bear, the award-winning show The Bear as well. And we worked together on season 1 of Beef and on Thunderbolts. They have come in and are working on a draft talking about X-Men right now, which is really exciting to be able to put that group of people together again. When you go back and read X-Men comics, there's ideology, but there's also interpersonal drama, almost a soap opera quality. Having writers who understand both how to drive ideology from personal stakes, if we get that right, that's what will feel most honest to what X-Men can be." Which, hot damn, this is a director who gets X-Men, number one. But number two, a few moments ago, for those of you watching the segment later on, a little bit earlier in the full live show, we were talking about She-Hulk, and ultimately the failure of She-Hulk came from the writer's room. You are talking about an Emmy winner who won Best Writing at the Emmys for Beef, and an Emmy winner who's also producer and the writer of a show that won Best Series with The Bear, at least won Best Comedy Series, even though it's not a comedy. Anyway, at the Emmys, you're talking about 2 Emmy-winning writers, producers, and showrunners now are coming in together to write X-Men. My mouth is watering at that thought. Like, the number one thing I look for is who's directing the film, right? That's always big. And I'm super thrilled with who they got to direct, because I thought what this guy did with Thunderbolts was next level. I thought it was incredible what he did with Thunderbolts. Next thing I'm looking at is who's writing it. And you literally can't get much better. It's like, I don't know, you got Emmys on your resume? You got Emmys on your, what, you guys did Beef and you did The Bear? And okay, yeah, come on in. I tell you what, man, I haven't been giving a lot of thought to the X-Men movie, to be honest with you, because it's so far removed right now. The tangibilization isn't there. We still have like Doomsday to get through, and then we still got to get through Secret Wars. X-Men at this point to me is kind of like a far distant afterthought. But man, I'll tell you what, Rob, reading this morning that these two, with their boxes of Emmys in tow, are coming in to write this with a director who I already think is great, it's now got me thinking a little bit about X-Men and where it may go. A little bit of a bummer that maybe the drafts they've had up until this point haven't worked out or haven't been what they've wanted to do. But that's the great thing about having this much time, is they got plenty of time to get this thing exactly the way they want it. So I personally love this news. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this. What are your thoughts?
Well, again, you know, it's finding writers of this caliber is a good thing. I think, you know, X-Men is not, I've told people that for me, the way I love Star Trek, I love the X-Men. I've always loved the X-Men. I've loved the X-Men and X-Men and Teen Titans when I was, you know, in the 80s, when I was in junior high school and started to really read comics again. I really love the X-Men, and I've been reading them since then. And to get it right is not an easy task.
No, everybody thinks it's easy. It's so hard to get X-Men
Yeah,
right.
you need to figure out. I mean, the animated series did a pretty good job of it, but they were also retelling famous comic book stories in their own
in a very
way.
Turcated, like short kind of Twitter-like format.
Yeah. But creating, I mean, when Brian tackled X-Men, it was interesting using Rogue and Wolverine as your characters that you could go in. That was kind of your focus, you know, and that was a really good way to do it, because the audience kind of, believe it or not, saw things through Wolverine's eyes, you know, and you got to see. But starting from scratch and making the X-Men younger, which I think is a great idea, it's not an easy thing to do, because if you think about it, well, what do you do? How do you get it? And you still have to convince everybody that you can make these characters relatable and believable, so they don't come off as seeming, too wacky or too strange or too. It's because it is a human story, even though they're mutants. It is all about interpersonal relationships, in addition to being super heroic and you're fighting evil mutants and you've got all the things there. It was really all about the relationships that the characters had. It was, like they mentioned in this article, like a soap opera, but it was a soap opera that felt real. And that's why I got into it, because all those characters were believable to me.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do, because you still have to make a film that's also an action adventure superhero film about mutants. So, and we've seen X-Men movies that are good and X-Men movies that aren't so good. So it's tough.
Yeah. And good ones and bad ones made by some good filmmakers too.
Yeah.
It's a really difficult thing and kind of a weird tightrope to balance. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mando. Spring is in the air, and I gotta tell you, I am pumped to get back outside and start using the pool more. But let's be honest, warmer weather also means one thing: sweat. That's why I've been using Mando whole body deodorant, and guys, this stuff is amazing. Now look, I've tried a lot of deodorants over the years, but Mando is different because you can literally use it anywhere. I'm talking pits, chest, feet, even those hard to reach areas. And what surprised me the most is how well it actually works. So for me, what I personally love the most, it doesn't just cover up odor, it actually stops it before it starts. Mando was created by a doctor who saw how normal body odor was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and they built this to actually solve the problem. It's clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours, and I can tell you from using it, it delivers. So here's the deal, guys. Don't just mask it. Mando it. Head to shopmando.com and get 20% off with my code CAMPEA. That's code CAMPEA at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide. Again, go to shopmando.com, use the code CAMPEA, and get 20% off. Support the show and stay fresh out there. Trust me, Mando's got you covered. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? We've got new writers for the upcoming X-Men movie. Oh, and they're award-winning creators, by the way, behind shows like Beef and The Bear. That's got a lot of people like me excited. Anyway, whatever you guys think about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.